Welcome back to the channel. Let's begin with a question. Have you noticed that as empaths, we often tie our self-worth to what we do for others? No, really, I'm being serious. This starts early in our lives. As children, we sought out approval and love from our caregivers. We learned that being helpful and pleasing to others brings positive attention. This can be why we created a pattern of seeking external validation instead of seeking it from within. Our sense of worth became dependent on external factors. We may have felt good about ourselves when we were praised or acknowledged for our actions. But what happened when the praise stopped? What happens when we make mistakes? If our self-worth is solely based on external validation, we become vulnerable to self-doubt and insecurities. We may constantly seek approval from others to feel good about ourselves, and so this leads to unhealthy relationships and a diminished sense of self. From a young age, we learn to associate our worth with the reactions of our caregivers. The way they responded to our actions and behaviors became a mirror through which we saw ourselves. When we receive praise and affection for certain behaviors, we internalize these messages. These moments of approval and validation become deeply ingrained in our psyche. We begin to believe that our value is contingent upon meeting those expectations. The smiles, claps, and words of encouragement taught us that we are good and worthy only when we achieve or behave in specific ways. For example, a child who consistently receives praise for academic achievements may start to define their worth by their grades. They might feel immense pressure to maintain high standards to continue receiving that validation. They may believe that their intelligence and accomplishments are what make them lovable and worthy. This belief can drive them to excel, but it can also create anxiety and a fear of failure in others. Similarly, a child who is frequently praised for their helpfulness may learn to equate their worth with their ability to please others. They grow up feeling that they need to constantly serve and support those around them to be valued. Does this excuse we give ourselves sound familiar? Sometimes I may become overly accommodating and neglect my own needs so that I can get their approval. Not only is this unacceptable when we say it to ourselves, this type of thinking has led to a pattern of self-sacrifice and burnout. As we strive to meet the expectations of others, these early experiences shaped our beliefs about ourselves and the world around us. These beliefs not only influence how we interact with others and how we perceive our own value, they also lay the foundation for how we perceive our worth and how we seek validation from others. For us empaths especially, understanding these roots and how they take hold in our subconscious and scar our thinking can help us break free from initiatory force, conditional worth, so that we can embrace our inherent value. These patterns of seeking external validation established in childhood often persist into adulthood. We find ourselves drawn to relationships and situations where our worth is affirmed based on our actions and accomplishments. We prioritize the needs of others over our own, seeking to please and gain approval. This can manifest in our careers, relationships, and personal lives. We will overwork ourselves. We will make sacrifices and compromise our own values in an attempt to feel worthy and accepted. Yes, this does include the self-talk we tell ourselves, if I make them happy, then in return they will love me more. The problem with this cycle is that external validation is fleeting and unreliable. It is dependent on the opinions and actions of others, which are constantly changing, as are your own opinions and actions. Relying on these external validation for our self-worth has only left us feeling insecure and unfulfilled. When our self-worth is contingent on external validation, we became susceptible to codependent relationships. This is another question we ask ourselves after each relationship. Why does it seem that I keep getting into the same bad relationships? They are completely different people, but it is the same drama? Well, here is the answer to these questions. Codependency is a pattern of unhealthy behavior in which we rely on others for our sense of identity and self-worth. In codependent relationships, we prioritize the needs of our partners, friends, and family members above our own needs, sometimes even changing our values to please another. Occasionally, we may neglect our own well-being in an attempt to please and/or control others. This can lead to feelings of resentment, burnout, and a loss of self. If your plan doesn't work out, codependency often stems from a fear of abandonment we obtained as a child, and also a belief that we are not worthy of love and acceptance for who we truly are. We may try to earn love and validation through our actions, even seemingly good actions, sacrificing our own needs and desires in the process. Section 5. The Prime Law, the Journey to Unconditional Self-Worth. Breaking free from the cycle of seeking external validation requires a shift in mindset and a commitment to cultivating unconditional self-worth. This journey is not a destination, but a continuous process of self-discovery and growth. It involves understanding that our worth is intrinsic and not dependent on external factors. This means recognizing that our inherent value is not contingent upon our actions, accomplishments, or the opinions of others. It's about embracing ourselves fully, with all our strengths and imperfections, and knowing that we are enough just as we are. The journey to unconditional self-worth begins with self-awareness. We need to take the time to reflect on our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and understand how they are influenced by our past experiences and current environment. We must first become aware of the patterns and beliefs that are keeping us trapped in the cycle of seeking external validation. This awareness allows us to identify the root causes of our insecurities and begin the process of healing. This may involve exploring our childhood experiences, identifying our core values, and challenging negative self-talk. By understanding where our feelings of unworthiness came from, we can start to dismantle these limiting beliefs and replace them with more empowering ones. Once we have a deeper understanding of ourselves and our motivations, we will begin to make conscious choices that align with our values and support our well-being. This means living authentically, with integrated honesty, and making decisions that honor our true selves. This will involve setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, and more importantly, we will practice self-compassion. By doing so, we create a life that reflects our worth and allows us to thrive. Section 6. The Power of Self-Love. Embracing our inherent value. Self-love is the foundation of unconditional self-worth. It is the practice of accepting and appreciating ourselves for who we are, flaws and all. When we love and accept ourselves unconditionally, we no longer feel the need to seek validation from external sources. Self-love involves treating ourselves with kindness, compassion, and understanding. It means acknowledging our strengths and weaknesses, embracing our imperfections, and celebrating our uniqueness. When we practice self-love, we cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and confidence. We no longer feel the need to prove ourselves to others or to conform to societal expectations. We are free to be our authentic selves, knowing that we are worthy of love and belonging just as we are. Section 7. Setting boundaries, honoring our needs and values. Setting boundaries is essential and included in the Prime Law under protection, for protecting our well-being and cultivating healthy relationships. Boundaries are limits we set in order to protect our physical, emotional, and mental health, but not harm another through them. When we set boundaries, we are communicating our needs and limits to others. We are letting them know what we are and are not willing to tolerate. This will be challenging for us at first, especially since we are used to putting the needs of others before our own. However, setting boundaries is an act of self-care and self-respect for ourselves. It allows us to create healthy relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. When we honor our own needs and values, we attract people into our lives who respect and appreciate us for who we are, who we truly are. Section 8. Healing the Past. Therapy and mindfulness for inner peace. Healing from past conditioning may require professional help. Therapy can provide a safe and supportive space to explore our past experiences and challenge negative beliefs. We benefit from this by developing healthier coping mechanisms. Mindfulness daily practices such as meditation, yoga, and breathwork can also be helpful for cultivating self-awareness and managing difficult emotions. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. This can help us to become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations, allowing us to respond to challenges with greater clarity and compassion. Through therapy, mindfulness, and other forms of self-care, including epigenetics and neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, we can heal old wounds, releasing limiting beliefs, and cultivate a deeper sense of self-love and acceptance. Section 9. Conclusion. Embracing authenticity and cultivating meaningful connections. When we liberate ourselves from the relentless pursuit of external validation, we embark on a transformative journey of self-discovery and authentic living. This journey is not always easy, but it is profoundly rewarding. It requires us to look inward, to confront our fears and insecurities, and to embrace our true selves, our essence, with compassion and understanding. By embracing our inherent worth, believing that you and everyone are of equal value and deserve respect, along with healthy boundaries and cultivating self-love, we create a life filled with meaning, purpose, and genuine connection. These connections are not just with others, but also with ourselves. We learn to listen to our inner voice, to trust our intuition, and to always honor our needs and desires. No longer shackled by the opinions of others, we are free to pursue our passions, nurture our talents, and express ourselves fully. This freedom allows us to explore new interests, to take risks, and to grow in ways we never thought possible. It opens up a world of possibilities and opportunities, and then we will attract relationships that celebrate our true selves, fostering a sense of belonging and deep fulfillment. These relationships will be built on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. These true relationships will provide us with support, encouragement, and love, helping us to navigate the challenges of life with grace and resilience. The path to unlocking true self-worth, our essence, is an ongoing class in life's many lessons, but the rewards are immeasurable. It is a journey of continuous growth and self-improvement, where each step forward brings us closer to our true potential. And bonus, along the way, we discover new strengths, develop new skills, and gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. By embracing our vulnerability, honoring our needs, and cultivating self-love, we step into our power, our essence, and create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. This journey of self-discovery and personal growth is a testament to our resilience to pain and the strength it has taken to carry on. It is a celebration of who we are and who we are becoming. This is a journey that is uniquely our own. If you would like to join other like-minded individuals on their journeys, join us at neothink.com and our community at immortalist.com. Until next time, take care of yourselves.